it's JoJo from Mojo Dojo Plans, and today I am going to be showing you how to make your own Happy Planner disc stickers. There's a couple different ways you could make these. So I use my Cricut, or if you have a Silhouette or any other cutting machine, that's probably the easiest way. But if you don't have a cutting machine, you could also do these a different little way. So let me just show you. So I have my little disc sticker here. It's cut out, my Cricut, like I said, cut it out, and then you can use these to like decorate or do whatever you are wanting to do on your, like with your planner. So you can make these if you want to decorate your house with them or just decorate something with them. This is super fun. But there's some other things that you can use to make these easier. You can hand cut them out. Obviously, hand cutting would be a super pain in the butt to cut circles out. But if you can find a punch, like a circle punch that cuts out circles, you could always go through and, you know, cut it. You would just have to size your sticker to that punch. So this punch is 1.5 inches in diameter. So I would set my, whatever I'm making to that size, so that way I could just go in and punch. I'm sure there are smaller ones. This is just the size I have. So in this video, I am going to show you how to create these on your computer, as well as just go through like how you can punch it with these, like with just a punch if you don't want to hand cut it, if you don't have a Cricut machine. I am using Cricut to do this, so you might have to, change it over if you're using a different program, like if you're using Silhouette or something like that. So some things you will need to make your own stickers. You will need some sticker paper. I get mine from onlinelabels.com. I was able to get 100 sheets, I think for like less than 30 bucks. It's not like the best quality, but it's better quality than like the Avery labels that I have used in the past. So I will make sure to link this website down below. And sticker paper, you can get like the really nice sticker paper, but it's just like crazy expensive even for just a few sheets of it. So this one I think suffices. The colors you choose, because it is a print and cut, so you print it on your printer and then you stick it over at your Cricut and then it cuts it out for you. It's going to be based on your printer, so the colors, that you pick on your computer screen may look a little bit different once you actually print them out. But it's actually really easy. It's a lot of just copy and paste. It's like make one disc, choose the colors you want, and then copy and paste from there. And so it's pretty easy. So we're going to go through step by step in this video on my computer how to make your own Happy Planner disc stickers. That way you can decorate and you can make them whatever size that you're wanting. Like I said, if you can find a punch that's a little bit smaller, or if you like this bigger size, then that would make it so much easier to cut these out for you if you don't have a Cricut machine or any cutting machine to cut them out. So let's go ahead and jump over to my computer and let's show you step by step how to create a little sticker sheet. Okay, so first I'm going to make a box. So I'm going to go to Insert and click Shapes. And then I'm going to just drag and pull and make a little box here. So over in the top right hand corner, I'm going to go and change this to 9.25 by 6.75 because that is the perimeter that a Cricut will print and cut in. Anything outside that it won't print and cut. There are definitely ways to like cheat the system, but I haven't really learned how to do that just yet, so we're just gonna go with this size. I am using Microsoft Publisher, by the way, because it's a lot easier for me to work in, and I'm just more familiar with this program, and I feel like I have more freedom in this one. So next we're going to make our disc. So I'm doing that same shapes, and now I'm doing a circle, and we'll just draw a little circle here, and then same thing with this circle. So this is going to be our background circle, basically what our disc is going to sit on, and the outside that the Cricut will cut out or cut around, or if you were using a punch, this is the one that you would want to have the size of the punch as. So that's what you would base this off of. So I'm going to double click it. Then over in that top right hand corner again, it says height and width. I'm going to make this size 1 inch big for the size of this one. So 1 inch and 1 inch because it's a circle. So those numbers need to be the same. Then once I have that, I'm going to go over here. After double clicking it, this will pop up, and I'm going to just change everything to white, the outline as well as the inside. Now obviously I can't see that on my canvas, so I'm going to just change the color of this box and give it an inside for now, just so I can see what I'm doing with that white circle. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm going to move that onto my canvas, and now you can see where that is, what it looks like on it. Whoa, way too zoomed. Okay, so I have the outside circle. So again, this is the circle that my Cricut is going to cut out, and or this is the size you want, that the punch you have. You're going to duplicate that and make another circle, and we're going to make this one a little bit smaller than the outside circle. So I'm going to do this as 9.5, or I'm sorry, 0.95, good Lord. And again, you want those numbers to be the exact same. So 0.95 and 0.95. Then I'm going to give this an outline, and then I'm going to take out the inside. So once I've done that, I'm going to move that circle on top of the other one, and I am going to change the thickness. That way we can see it a little bit better. That's a little too thick. We're going to do 1.5. Okay, once I have that, I'm going to click both circles, and I'm going to go to align, and I am going to click center, and that'll help center that on that first bottom circle. Then we're going to take that circle again, and we're going to copy and paste this one, and now we're going to make this one a little smaller because I want to have, you know, that rim look that a disc has. So let's make this one 0.86. Just to see. And honestly, how I got these numbers, I literally just tried random things until I got it to where I wanted, and this is where I found, you know, that I liked it. Then I'm going to stick that on top of the other circles, and then again I'm going to select all of the circles. I'm moving this because it's a little bit easier. Select all the circles and click align center. So now all of these are all aligned together. You can group this together if you want, so that way you don't have to worry about it. But now we need to add our heart. Now, publisher's heart sucks. Like, it's not a cute heart. Like, what is this heart? I tried to make it look cuter, and it just does not look cute. So I went on Google and I typed in heart, clip art, I think like transparent background, something like that. So I'm going to go over to insert pictures, and I already have it downloaded. And I'm going to insert that. So you can see it doesn't have a background on it, like around the heart. It's just the heart itself with a white background in the heart and then a black outline. This is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted, because I want to have an outline around my heart, because it'll be a little bit easier to see, you know, the difference between the heart on a regular little sticker. So I just liked that look better. So again, I selected all and did the align center, but it didn't look like it really centered it. So I manually did it myself by just moving my down key as I had that heart clicked. Then you can grab everything and you can group this all together. So that way now we don't have to worry about the pieces coming apart. Now we get to change the color of the disc. So we want to change those first two inside circles. We don't want to change the white circle on the outside. To do that, you're just going to double click on each one, and you'll kind of see little brackets change, but we can do that, and then that'll help get this color, you know, get it colored the way you want. And here, from here, we're going to just pick a bunch of colors. So I'm moving it off to the side, just because I don't know, I don't really remember why I moved it to the side, to be honest with you, but I'm moving it to the side, and as you can see, you can change it to literally any color that you want. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to copy and paste several times and just move them all over, and from here I'm going to just select different colors for each disc. So I'm just going to do like a rainbow of discs. So I'm going through, I'm going to speed through here, so you don't have to sit through it, because it's literally the same process. But I'm going through and I'm just picking random colors. If you have a certain color scheme, you could pick those colors. You could do all the same color. which honestly would be a lot easier than picking multiple colors just because this part's a little bit time consuming. But once you have that, we're going to move them back onto our canvas, and we're going to get these aligned the right way. That way they're nicely spaced in between each other, and that way we're fitting as many discs on here on the space that we have as we can. So to do that, let's see, we don't need this last one, so I have one extra. We're going to get rid of that one. Delete. Okay, so we are going to get these nicely spaced out. You could use your arrow keys and nudge things over, but an easier way is to click one of the discs on the outside, click the box, and then go to align, and I'm aligning that one to the right. And then you do the same thing on the other side with that first disc, align it to the left. Then we're going to grab all of our boxes, and I'm going to line those to the top, which I didn't do all of them. I just realized you need to do the two side ones as well. But you're going to grab all of them, and then we're going to go to align or distribute horizontally, and that's going to get them nice and evenly spaced. So I didn't click on the box to do that. So you don't want to click the box because then it'll kind of confuse, you know, what the box is doing. If you wanted to have multicolored discs, you could do that too. I kind of left the green there for a second so that we could kind of see. You could change the colors. You can have the inside be different than the outside and vice versa. So I'm going to copy all these and I'm going to click paste. Then you just drag that down to where it looks good. That looks like good spacing there. So I'm actually going to do another copy and paste. You can do Control C, Control V to copy and paste if you're a quick keys kind of person. And then just move them down, nudge them down. And you can align them vertically if you want. And that works well if you're doing like the entire sheet the same size of discs. I'm not doing that with this particular project. So we have all the space at the bottom, so I do want to do some other sizes. So I'm actually going to go to the first set of discs that I made. So they're the exact same size, but I have a lot more of them and I have a lot more color options. So I'm actually going to use these ones instead of the ones that I just made with you, just because I have more made and it'll be easier. But I haven't aligned them to this size yet, so I have to go through real quick and do that. So I'm just showing you again. I'm clicking on the outside box, then I don't click on the box anymore, and I just only click the discs. I'm going to do that for the first 2 rows because I have more colors on this one. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete all of these ones just because it's a lot easier to just copy these because they're the same. I'm going to copy and paste those. I group those together first just to make it a little bit easier. Then I'm just going to copy and paste. That way I have a couple more. And now we're going to do all of these steps again, and let's make some big ones so that way we can try out my circle punch that I have that is 1.5 inches. So we're going to make a couple circles that are a little bit bigger so that way we can try out that punch. So I'm going to do all the same steps all over again, and I'm going in with my circles, making the outside circle 1.5. Then I kind of just tested out the sizing that I wanted, and I think I decided on 1.4 for that second circle, and then the inner circle is 1.3. So you kind of just have to play around with what you think looks best. If you want more of a rim, then make it a little bit smaller. You know, it's a lot of just trial and error, figuring out what you like the best. So made the disc the same exact way. Copy and paste a bunch of them, and then go in and make them the colors that I want. So I'm just honestly just picked random colors. Maybe one day I'll actually spend time and do like a fun color scheme or something. So just going through, changing all the colors, and then I'll have to go through and align and distribute. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to fit as many rows. I think I'm only able to fit 3 rows here. So I'm just going through, and this time you can align and distribute with the bottom just to make it a little bit easier, instead of like, because you don't have the top, you know, so it's a little bit easier that way. And just being lazy, we're going to keep those colors the same. All right, so there we go. So there is our full sheet so far. So that whole sheet is filled, right? You do not want to have these grouped, so you ungroup them. So if you grouped anything, you want each disc to be individual. The only thing that should be grouped together is like one individual disc, and that is it. Okay, so I deleted the background because I don't need it anymore, and I'm going to actually move this over to the side because I do not want a white background on here. And if I save it over here on the side, it won't save with the background, and it'll save with a transparent background. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go save as picture. And I'm going to just save this as HP discs in the size they are. They're 1 inch and 1.5 inches. And then it's on a the size of the sheet is 9.25 by 6.75. That way I know what size I need to make it in my Cricut, and that way I don't forget, because you really want to pay attention to all the measurements that you have. I just checked to make sure that I saved it in the right spot, and then you can see there's no background on it. It's just transparent, and that's what you want. So going over to my Cricut design space, we're going to upload our image. So click upload, and it should upload with that grid. So if you have white background behind, that means that it wasn't saved transparent. It's just a lot easier this way. You can take it out by using this tool here. And if I wanted to cut out each individual heart, I could use that tool on all the white spaces, and then the Cricut would cut out those hearts. I don't want that because I want these to just be a normal sticker. Then I click continue, and then you can see on the left hand side it says print then cut. That is what we want, because you will get all your colors that way. If you do the other one, it's going to literally print out like that, or not print out, it's going to cut just random circles out, and it's not going to cut out your design. So you want to save it as a print then cut image. Once I save that, I'm going to click it, and I'm going to add it to my new project. Once this loads and shows up here, we are going to just change the size of it to that 9.25 by 6.75. So I'm going to go over to more, up on the top right, like close to the top right, not quite top right. And then I'm going to change the width to 6.75 because that's the width. And then I will change the height to 9.25. Make sure to click the unlock, the little lock that's in between. You want to unlock that, otherwise it won't change to what you want. And then just move that to the corner, and you can see over on the right it says cut then print. I don't know why it doesn't say print then cut, but it says cut print. Then we're going to click make it. Super easy. And there is our sticker sheet. So that's what it'll look like once it prints out. Just like that. So I'm going to take this over to my printer, and I will get it printed out. That way we can get it cut, and then I'll take you over to my Cricut machine and we'll cut it. So here I will click send to printer because I need to print it out first before I can cut it. And I'm going to turn off the add bleed and click print. And then we're going to head over, and I will show you how to set it up on the mat. Okie dokie, so I've printed out my sheet, so here they are. Okie dokie, so I have my smaller, and then I have my bigger, which hopefully once I try and cut these out with this, you know, it'll work. For now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this entire sheet on my Cricut, but I will go through and just like, you know, punch it and see what happens with the punch. So I am going to just stick this on here, stick it on here, and then everything will be on my Cricut, making sure that it is set to custom and all of that stuff on the dial, and we'll get this on my Cricut and get it cut out. Okay, so setting this up, we're going to select the material, and I'm going to select sticky note. So you can find this option over in browse materials. You could just type in sticky or sticky note and it should come up. I already have mine set as a favorite, but you'll click on it and click done. Make sure the dial is set to custom, as that's the only way to find that option. Okay, so I'm at my Cricut. I have my little thing loaded. You can see it's blinking over here. So I'm gonna just hold this mat and make sure it's pushed in as much as it can go. And then we will push this in, push that button, make sure it's all aligned, and then we are gonna push go. So the cool thing about the Cricut is it's scanning these little lines. So it's going to go through and scan the cut lines. So it's scanning so that way it knows exactly like the measurements of what it is supposed to be cutting. And once it does that, it'll go through and cut the entire thing. Alright, so our sticker sheet is all cut. You can see it's blinking because it wants me to take it out. So I'm going to click that and then I can pull out my mat. Okay, so I have my sticker sheet here. A way I learned to get this off so that way it doesn't roll on you, because if you just peel it off, the sticker sheet's going to roll up and curl up and you don't want that. So I'm flipping it over and I'm peeling the mat away from my sheet. You can use like a ruler to just help pull it off a little bit easier, but I'm doing it just like so. So that way it doesn't curl up and you don't get like a rolled up piece. So let's test it out. There we go. There is our sticker, and these ones cut out a lot better than my first one. And then let's see our big one. Oh, look how perfect that looks. It's so cute. It is so cute. Okay, for kicks and giggles, let's try cutting this out. So I'm going to cut this page down a little bit so we can cut off the black little cut lines because I don't need them. I'm going to cut as close to the actual stickers as possible. I don't need any of these little black lines, so I'm just going to get rid of them really quick. That way they're not in my way. And then I have like my true little sticker sheet for you, and then you like never knew that it had those little cut line things. So just for kicks and giggles, let's make sure that this actually cuts out perfectly, which it looks like it does. I would just have to trim this a little bit more closer to this edge just because I'm getting stuff that I don't want. So I'm going to trim this even more, just so I can make sure it's as centered as possible. Again, it's already cut out, but I'm just going to go ahead and punch it out just to make sure that it works with this punch, because I sized it based on this punch. So if you do not have a Cricut machine, you could easily do this, punch it out with a paper punch, and then you can go in, and then you should be able to peel off your sticker. So great way if you do not have a Cricut machine. Like I said, you would just have to see if you can find some different sizes of punches. This is just the only size I have, which is the bigger 1.5 inch one. So let me get a piece of paper and we can see how these look on some planner pages. Okay, so I have a random old happy planner sheet. So if I wanted to like decorate, right, I could stick my sticker on, and I don't know, let's choose this one. Our little different sizes. So there you go, you guys. So fun. So that's how you make your own little happy planner little stickers. I love these. I'm so excited. I'm gonna make like a billion. And again, this is all based on your printer, how you print it. I don't know if you can see, there's like little streaks, but this also could be like the paper quality isn't like 100%, but it is super cute. So I could totally make like a whole spread. But super easy. There are a couple steps. You kind of just have to play around with the sizing that you want. You could probably make them a little bit smaller. I wouldn't do them like the teeny tiny ones that the Happy Planner has, just because especially if you're hand cutting those, that's going to be kind of hard. With a Cricut machine or any cutting machine, it would probably be okay to do like a little bit smaller. But there you go, and you can make them bigger, smaller, whatever size disc that you are feeling. But you guys, I so hope that this video was helpful and that you can create your own Happy Planner stickers. Whether you have a cutting machine or not, you know, punches are great. So I hope that this video was helpful and that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!